The Local Traveller jixtieq jirringrazzja lil Visit Malta, Dalia Real Estate, Ministeru għall-Ekonomija, l-Investiment u n-Negozji żgħar u l-Kunsill Malti għall-Arti. Ekk xtaqt nibdija din is-sensiela, b'din l-esperjenza għadhom is-sitta ta' filgħodu, ġejt it-tempji ta' ħaġar qim u l-Mnajdra, naf li jżurhom ħafna nies, imma llum hija ġurnata speċjali. Ix-xemx sa titla' eżatt minn ġo nofs il-bib prinċipali. Illum huwa l-ekwinozju tal-ħarifa. It-tempji ta' ħaġar qim u l-Mnajdra illi jinsabu f'nofsinhar ta' Malta huma mniżla fil-lista tal-wirt kulturali tal-UNESCO. Huma wieħed mis-siti l-aktar popolari f'pajjiżna. Għalkemm jien jogħġbuni dawk il-postijiet li huma inqas popolari, xi kultant post ikun popolari għal raġuni bħal din tal-lum. Meta tesperjenzhom f'dal-ħin tal-ġurnata b'dal ħsejjes tan-natura ma tridx wisq biex titrasporta ruħek għaż-żmien neolitiku. Lanqas qed kelma anke nnifs kważi stħajt nieħu. Jistennini hawn Tore Lamsdalen, riċerkatur Norveġiż li ilu jgħix Malta snin biex jistudja dawn it-tempji sa kiteb ktieb u tkellem dwarhom internazzjonalment. Maġbin kemm il-lejl u sbieħ il-jum għatta hawn. Imma nifhmu biżżejjed x'inhu l-valur veru tagħhom.
Well, I think one has probably to see it in a little bigger context than only these two temples, because if we go back in time, these were constructed about 5,000 years ago. And actually, if you talk about Mnajdra as such, is the unique temple in the world that has these perfect alignments with the equinox, the autumn equinox which we saw today, and as well as spring equinox, and the summer solstice and the winter solstice. And these constructions as well are the oldest temples in the world as freestanding megalithic structures. And there is no, like with Mnajdra, there is no other site in the world that has this precise alignment with the sun rising along that horizon we see over there.
Dak wirt, monument eqdem mill-piramidi u minn Stonehenge. U dawn li bnewh, dawn l-antenati tagħna l-Maltin. Min kienu dawn l-ewwel nies li ġew Malta?
The first people that came to Malta, they came from Sicily. They came from a prosperous country like Sicily. With everything to offer, they come to a country like Malta, which hasn't got can't offer the same agriculture. They can't got the forest. The landscape was very similar to that time to what it was today. Probably a little more forest, but in a grand sense, they're similar. And then you think that, okay, so the fight for survival must have been tough at that time. And there is no evidence that they were eating fish. So there were meat eaters, vegetable eaters, and so in times with difficulty for harvest, and this, how could they have then? They spent the time to construct about 40, 50, probably, of these temples all around the small island. So it must have been a driving force behind the construction of all these sites.
Għalhekk huma ħafna dawk li ġew ifittxu biex jiskopru l-misteru tal-oriġini ta' Malta, għax dawn in-nies kienu eċċezzjonali fil-ġeometrija u l-astronomija, minn barra li ma tistax ma tippressjonax ruħek bil-kobor ta' dawn il-ġebel illi b'xorti tajba u bi preservazzjoni għadna nistgħu ingawduhom. Allura x'kien is-sinifikat ta' dawn it-tempji għas-soċjetà ta' dak iż-żmien?
I think they must have been very important. There has been a kind of gathering points where people either for secular or type of religious feast or ceremonies, and they are as well, we have the temples in Malta that are underground like the Hypogeum, temples underground for burial places, while the temples above the ground, they were for the living. And there is no evidence that they were used for dwellings or living quarters, so they're built for probably to gather the local community around here in the Rendi area to come here at certain times of the year to celebrate something. This is also very unique here with this temple. There is no other construction that has in the world that has this, that you have this precise alignment of the sun that is reflected inside the temple. And you can, by just standing, if a Neolithic person would stand inside the temple there, he would, just by looking, he or she would know exactly what time of the year it would be. If you go into a temple, you see all these iconography, these installations, reminding us with our modern eye, at least of altars, and you have places that are locked off that seem to be for special people. So it is built around a kind of cosmology, a worldview, a belief system. And I am as well, I've been in Malta some years ago. I have great respect for Malta, and I have a great respect for this belief system that is very consistent, whether it is religious, mainly it's religious here in Malta, but it's very consistent and people are very fidel towards it all the time. You see the celebrations in Malta, what you have. All the local communities, they have these celebrations. I'm not surprised that it has a kind of continued.
Ħadd gost nisma' barrani jitkellem hekk b'tant faxxinu dwar dawn it-tempji. Issa ħanerħila lura lejn id-daħla tat-tempju tal-Mnajdra biex niltaqa' mal-aħwa xi berras.